described godly, meaning he had a concept of God, but he allowed that power to corrupt him. Just like a lot of church leaders, they get in, they come in humble, and then after a period of time, that power corrupts them. And it becomes about the money. We need to get back to holiness. We need to get back to the concept of God and be the containers of holiness. Can I be Paul for a moment? Know you not that your temples, your bodies are the temple of God? You're the container of that which is holy, or you should be. And for the world to get the respect back and start seeking the things of God, you know, we're one nation under God. When we get back to that point for real, or even if the world never does, but the church does, it at least make the world more conscious of the things of God, even if they never embrace it. I remember coming up, if they were playing their music loud, when they came in front of the church, they turn it off. I remember when they come into the house of God, they would take those, I'm talking men. Women, they wear coverings, but men would come into the church, take that hat off, take that cap off, out of respect to the house of God. Amen? Amen. So we got to come back to that point. And then the nation will at least take notice to us and realize that they just can't be any and every kind of way. Even in government offices, in time past, sometimes we see it come up from time to time, but there's a standard. If you cheated on your wife and you're a government official, they can have you removed. If you did things that were, immoral, that's why the Republicans were on the rampage, because they said the Democrats allowed too much immorality, even though they did the same thing, but just, it was just better hid. But when it came out to display, they said, oh, this just looks bad. Got to remove him or her. It looks bad. They were at least concerned about how it looked. But now it's like whatever. Everybody's foul. So since everybody's foul, we just show it. We are an embarrassment, not only to our own country, but to God and even the rest of the world. Because the glory has departed. Church has become Ichabod. Amen? Not everybody, because remember I talked about Samuel and I talked about the men of God that Saul sought after. There are some. It's just, as my mom used to say, it's few and far in between. It's just so few. So we want to really have church. I'm talking about real church, where the presence of God shows up. And that either it's going to do one or two things to the unbeliever. It's going to drive them or draw them. Amen. But at least they know that this ain't the place that you take, that God is going to take no mess. Amen. Oh yeah, there's a remnant. There's always one. And when we recognize that there's a remnant and we become that remnant, then the glory of God will not depart from here. There are some places that you can still go where God still resides. Even if it's not in the general population, there are some pockets where God still resides. Guess what? He resides right here. God took up residency in me. I welcome him. See, you don't have to keep knocking at the door. He knocked and I opened up. He's still supping with me. And I with him. Amen. I don't care how emotional a service is. I can walk into it and they be shouting all over the place. And I look and I be thinking in so many words, Ichabod. Disguised. Ichabod. Glory of the Lord is not here. Amen. Glory of the Lord is not here. I'm concerned about the glory of the Lord being here and in here. Amen. That's why I try to bring them with me. Amen. If you don't know Jesus, at least you'll know how he look. Amen. He look like Pastor Moore. Jesus look like Pastor, because I see him in him. He's in Pastor Moore. Wow. I know how Jesus talk. He talk like Pastor Moore. Amen. I'm not Jesus, but he resides here. Remember that song, Live in Me, Jesus? Have your way in me. And my wife, she was baffled at first when she heard that. When he said, for the only Jesus that they see is in me. Or is me. I forget how the word, how the lyrics go. But she said, so what are you trying to say? He Jesus? I said, no, he's trying to say that Jesus is residing in him. And the only way people are going to see Jesus is in him. The world he's talking about. Amen. So you got to be careful how you represent him. Come on, let's stand. I'm done. Amen.